There's many different two categories you could put guitar playing in, but the two that I think are important, or at least I want to tell you about today, are rhythmic and non-rhythmic. And I don't mean like rhythm guitar, like rhythm doesn't mean low and chunky or strumming chords. It just means it has something, it locks in with a tempo somehow, where there's some kind of tempo, and that the underlying structure of what you're playing on guitar relates to that tempo. So you can play a solo up really, really high, and it can still have rhythm to it. Like the song we just did, the tempo was something like this. And of course, the typical rhythm part might be, that's what people think, that's what guitar players think of when they hear the word rhythm. But if you play a solo, you can play your high note, but you can still have, and that still has a rhythm. Where if you play non-rhythmically, if I could play, and that's still, I like that. I like non-rhythmic playing as well, but it doesn't make your head go like this when you play it. So there's, I think what the message I want to give you is I just want you to be aware as a listener and aware as a player of when the guitar playing is locking into the groove and being rhythmic, regardless of whether it's low or high or in the middle, and when it's not, when it's sort of floating above the rhythm. And there's some great guitar playing that is non-rhythmic. Eruption by Van Halen is pretty much non-rhythmic. It's just sort of great notes floating all over the place, and it doesn't, when you hear. The end starts to get rhythm because you can tap your foot to that, but the rest of it is more floating, more free form, and that's fine. But the thing I'll say about rhythmic guitar playing is that when you play a solo and it locks into the groove, it has the same effect as if your sound man cranked up your guitar fader twice as loud. Somehow, the drums and the bass start to support your notes instead of fight them. So, if you want to be heard, it really helps to play with the groove, with the tempo, to lock in.